on this week's episode of Live Large.
All right, in 1 minute or less, I'm going to do my best to explain the deadlift.
Vince, you have helped over 20,000 people gain muscle. What are they doing differently?
So this week we're going to talk about what to eat after you train in the gym. What do we do when we get home?
We're at the Arnold Classic. You know, the lesson today on how to live large is to create your own team.
From a weak and scrawny Skinny Vinny to 210 pounds of solid muscle, Vince Del Monte is now living large in and out of the gym, and so can you.
All right, in 1 minute or less, I'm going to do my best to explain the deadlift. The deadlift is a hip-dominant exercise, meaning it's going to target your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. One of the key things is to ensure your back is flat the entire time. The bar is close to your body, and when you stand up, you're using your glutes to power up through your hips, okay? On the way down, you want to make sure your core is tight so you can maintain that flat back. When you're first learning, it's actually good just to learn it down to your knees and back up with the weight that you can keep your shoulders retracted and your back flat on. So I might not do full reps when I'm teaching a beginner. I want them just to be able to bend their knees and master this movement first. Once we learn that, we'll go down to the floor. And luckily you don't have to worry. Welcome to Ask Vince.
So Vince, you have helped over 20,000 people gain muscle. What are they doing differently? What's Vinny's formula to success?
Don't even worry about the reps and the sets. You know, all those details are unique and different in the program, but I think the big thing is their mindset, and they've mastered my formula for success. And one, it is to take massive action. They invest in the program and they follow it. They don't analyze it. They don't question it. They don't look for reasons why it might not work. They take action, and they take immediate action. They don't procrastinate and start next week. Number two is they analyze the results. So at the end of the week, they jump on the scale. If they haven't changed, they figure out why. They're tracking their progress using a diary, which acts like a map, so they can look back and see if they made a wrong turn. They readjust their approach until they get the results that they're looking for. So it's a continual, ongoing cycle of taking action, analyzing, and readjusting your approach till you get what you want. And it's as simple as that. Training is a art. It's not just a science. It's not, one formula fits all. So if you're not involved in the training process, if you don't have courage and intuition to make your own training decisions, use me as your coach and your starting point to make your decisions from. But then, you go into the real world and make small tweaks and adjustments based on your body type, based on your situation, your environment, and then just keep applying that process until you get to your final outcome. And that's pretty much how all successful people have been successful. They take action, they analyze their results, readjust their approach until they get the results they're looking for. And that's how I get success in all areas of my life, not just in the gym. Hey, what's up? So this week we're going to talk about what to eat after you train in the gym, after you've broken down your muscles. What do we do when we get home? Before we get into what we're going to eat and why we eat it, I'm just going to put some olive oil here on my frying pan. This has been just a little bit. This has been simmering for a bit. We're going to add some garlic and some onions that have been pre-prepared, as you notice. There's another lesson for you, to have your food ready for you before. Have your vegetables and your food set out before you get home. That's going to reinforce the habit. All right, so just give that a second, let that simmer. So post-workout nutrition, as we know, after a workout, your body is more sensitive to food uptake. What that basically means is the majority of the food is going to go where we want it, into your muscles, not into your fat stores. And because we've had a carbohydrate drink during the workout, our insulin is also up. It's also up from the workout. So that's going to help shuttle the food into our muscles. It's going to push it in there, which is where we want it. So you probably heard the term post-workout window of opportunity, and people usually say that it only lasts for an hour. Well, there's been research to show that it lasts longer than an hour, which is good news. So don't fixate too much on whether you eat 30 minutes after your workout or 60 minutes or 90 minutes. As long as you eat within about an hour or so, an hour and a half within your workout, I think you're going to be pretty safe. Now, the idea of this workout is also to, let's move on. Let's keep cooking here. So what we're going to do now, after the food simmered, we're going to start putting some ground turkey on here. Ground turkey is a very lean form of protein, low in fat. One of my rules for post-workout nutrition is no fat. And we're going to just put that all down there. I had that thawing out while we were gone. We're going to put all of that in there. This is one of the easiest post-workout meals to make, by the way. It's fast. So we've got some ground turkey going. We're going to wait till that browns. We're going to add some egg whites to it as well. And we're going to add some brown rice, some fresh tomato sauce, and we're going to add some vegetables too. All right, so while that's doing its work, let's just talk about, how much protein should you be getting in a day? That's a question I get asked a lot. And my rule is very simple. First off, the most common study in terms of protein intake for athletes, for weight trainers, for bodybuilders, is 1.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. The formula I like to use, which works out to almost the same, is 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. So if you're 200 pounds lean muscle mass, that's not including your fat on your body, you're going to have about 300 grams of protein a day, divided up into about 5 or 6 equal meals. So if you know your body fat, that's something you should all know. That, as you can see, cooks very quickly. And we're going to throw our egg whites on there. Just put about half a carton. Just throw it all in there, mix it together. So we get another really high form of protein. Again, we're not using eggs because we don't want the fat in there. We don't want to slow the absorption, digestion of the food. We want a quick uptake. We want to get this into our muscles quickly. So we let that soak in for a moment, and we'll add the vegetables. As you can see, these have all been prepared nicely before we went to the gym. I won't lie, I had some assistance from my wife in this portion of the preparation. I wouldn't have organized them that nicely in the color-coded categories. All right, so this is coming out nicely. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of protein in there. That was probably close to 90 to 100 grams of protein right there. So this could actually turn into 2 meals. Whether I want to save this for tomorrow's post-workout meal, we could do that. Or I could have it later on. I don't like eating the same meal back to back. I don't think it improves protein synthesis. I find that mixing your meals from meal to meal is the best strategy. We're also going to add some fresh tomato sauce. This isn't the store-bought stuff. This is good old-fashioned Italian homemade tomato sauce. So again, that's going to jazz it up, give it a little more of a flavor. And anybody who ever told you muscle building nutrition had to be bland and boring obviously hasn't seen this video. This is actually a really tasty meal. And something I failed to mention, you're probably wondering, where are the carbs? Well, what we've done is before the gym, because the rice sometimes takes 15 to 20 minutes to cook, I've already pre-cooked the rice, and it's right here. It might be a little cold, so in a bit we'll put a cup or so into our mixture here, and we'll save that. We'll box that up for another meal as well. So we'll let that simmer. And a couple more things on post-workout nutrition is you know, to listen to your body too. Some guys just can't eat as soon as they get home from the gym, and that's okay. So that's okay if you want to wait a little longer. The key is to make sure that you do eat. There is a window of opportunity. It does last longer an hour, so don't fixate too much on that. Just make sure you have some form of high-quality protein. You know, chicken is excellent, turkey is good, egg whites, and some form of slow-releasing carbohydrate. I don't like having fat post-workout because my insulin's been spiked, and as you know, insulin is a storage hormone. So if your insulin is up and you start having fats after your workout, you can get that fat into your fat cells, and we don't want that. So I just stick to proteins and complex carbs, slow-releasing carbs, preferably after a workout. Some guys have fast-releasing carbs like white rice. I prefer to have a slower-releasing carb. I'm a little more sensitive around my gut. So I find that's just a little safer for me. That's almost done, guys. And once that's done, we'll turn it off. I don't like to overcook my foods. You don't want to denature the quality of the food, so you want to keep an eye on it. A lot of guys leave the room, they come back, and then the food's burnt, and then you waste your money, and you're eating low-quality food. So, you know, if you're going to take the time to cook, do it right, and make sure it tastes good. You can also use spices. You know, put a little bit of ground pepper on all this. There you go. And then we have got a high quality muscle building meal post-workout. So those muscles start growing. We tore the walls down. We're going to build the walls back up now. So it looks like it's ready for some rice here. So I'm just going to put in a bit, about 1 cup or so. And you notice we're not talking about numbers today. You know, I don't want you guys to fixate on grams of protein. And, you know, I gave you guys a baseline. I don't want you guys to fixate on grams of carbs. The bottom line is that you're eating the right sources to begin with, and take your physique as far as possible. And then we'll start looking at actual grams and number calculations. So as long as you're getting a complex carbohydrate like brown rice with good high quality protein like ground turkey or chicken, mix it in with some vegetables so you help improve the digestion and the absorption of the food. You get some fiber in there, and antioxidants, then you're going to be all right. You're going to be way ahead of the game. You'll see some good results. All right, let's turn that off. And that's it. What do you think? Whoops. Keep it on the pan, not on the floor.
Hey, what's up, guys? So Live Large here. We're at the Arnold Classic. You can take a look around. It's really crazy here. Branch Warren just won the title, and he just gave a really, really cool speech on what it means to live large. And the first thing he did was he gave credit to his Lord and Savior, and I thought it was extremely inspiring that he next gave credit to his wife, and then he just recognized that bodybuilding isn't an individual sport. It's a team sport. And you know, the lesson today on how to live large is to create your own team. You know, it's not about Vince winning the show, it's about Team Del Monte. And I want you to start asking yourself, what kind of team can you create? You know, who can you assemble to come alongside you and help you move towards your goals in life? And that's what it's all about. You know, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a race, NASCAR race, where, you know, the driver gets all the credit when he crosses the finish line, but he would have never got there without his pit crew. And that's what you need to form. You need to assemble your own pit crew, your own team, and you know, bring alongside people who are in support of your goals, and then chase after them. That's what living large is all about, not doing it by yourself. We weren't meant to do this by yourself, and I thought it was extremely inspiring here at the Arnold Classic, Columbus, Ohio. Branch Warren, one of the reasons he won was because he understands the concept of having a team, and you know what team stands for? Together, each achieves more. So that's what living large is all about, and we'll see you next time.
On next week's episode of Live Large.
My focus when working the bench press is to build muscle. I'm not too concerned with the amount of weight that I'm lifting.
Vince, what do you think is the biggest motivator of all time? Most powerful?
A lot of people are surprised that I even eat before I work out. People say, oh, aren't you not supposed to eat? Heck, that is the biggest mistake you can make.
For me to spend 2 hours a day preparing food is not worth my time. To me, time equals money.
I should first welcome you to my brand new home here in Tampa, Florida.
Experience Live Large with Vince Del Monte. Next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, only on YouTube. Click subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Don't forget to show some love and click the like and share button.